Hello and welcome back. All right, so we know that this is the season of getting together with family members and it's an exciting holiday time, but everywhere you go, you think that this is just something that maybe is being told in some certain family members' homes, but everyone is talking about RSV right now, and this is something that is really starting to impact folks with young children and also the elderly. And this time of year, as you're getting together with your family members, we just want to make sure that you're staying safe. So we have the Dr. Dina Kupfer with us this morning, infectious disease expert with UC Davis Medical Center. So first of all, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you taking time to chat with us this morning, Dr. Kupfer. Let's first start with what we need to know about RSV. As the mom of a very young child, I hear those three letters and it scares me. So what do we need to know about this?
Yeah, almost everybody gets RSV infection in the first 2 to 3 years of life. And for most people, for most kids, it's just a cold. But about 1 to 2 out of 100 children end up being admitted to the hospital because it can cause lower respiratory tract illness, bronchiolitis, wheezing, or actual pneumonia. And so children may need to be in the hospital for a few days. And then in addition to that, we worry about those 65 years of age and older who are also vulnerable to more severe disease.
So when you say that this is something that can hospitalize children, are there main warning signs for parents to look out for to differ this from the common cold or maybe the flu? Is there something specific we can be looking for early with RSV?
You know, early on, it's very similar to other colds and respiratory viruses. But what you want to look out for is if your child has any difficulty breathing, if they're breathing very fast, if they're turning blue around their lips, or if you see the muscles of their neck sticking out or their ribs sticking out because of all the effort that they need to breathe, that might indicate that they might need some help breathing with maybe supplemental oxygen.
Are you finding that RSV cases are as contagious as the flu and as COVID? Is it something that can be as easily contracted as those other common viruses we hear about now?
Absolutely. We're seeing a very early spike in RSV cases in the U.S. and in California, and this has resulted in many children being hospitalized and going to the emergency department. So this is something that is very contagious and that we need to watch out for because it can be dangerous to vulnerable individuals.
With children's cases specifically, if a small child were to get RSV, how long are they contagious for? And even after their symptoms subside, are they still very prone to a lower immune system and potentially getting something else while they're still ill?
You know, while they're sick, they may have a secondary infection. So they can get an infection such as a secondary bacterial pneumonia or an ear infection. And so that's what we worry about. But generally, they're contagious for about 3 to 8 days after they become symptomatic. And
then the parents in the house, can they also get RSV from their kiddos?
Yeah, absolutely. When parents get RSV, when older children and adults get RSV, they get a runny nose, cough, sore throat, and sneezing. And one of the things that's different about RSV compared to other common cold viruses is it does cause a profuse runny nose and more sneezing than other viral infections.
Okay, just final word here. How can we prevent spreading it this holiday season?
Well, it may seem obvious, but you want to avoid being around sick people. And I know that's easier said than done, but people who are sick, who are symptomatic, they can be contagious. And then always try to cough into your elbow instead of into your hand. And make sure you wash your hands frequently because it may be transmitted by touching contaminated things and getting droplets on your hands and then touching your face, your eyes, your nose, your mouth.
Yeah, just a lot of similarities from other flus and also COVID after the couple years that we have had, but just a reminder to stay safe this holiday season. Again, Dr. Dina Kupfer, thank you so much. I know with my little almost 12-month-old at home, I hear RSV and I get scared and I want to run away. So hopefully that helped answer some questions for all of you.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you so much.
Some great reminders, too. Thanks, Dina.
Thanks, Dina.